How y'all doing this evening, man? Today, thank y'all for tuning in, and today we have a really special guest in here. Uh, one of the legendary. Uh, we got Jam Master D on the podcast, man. I appreciate you going.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. I ain't
yeah.
dead yet. I ain't
No, no,
dead
no,
yet.
no, no. I'm up at yeah, yeah. I just know you just been a legend around here with the jams and everything like that, and keeping us. You know, when I used to listen to the radio, I used to when I was young, like a kid, man. I used to wait for your part to come on. I used
Yeah.
to sit back on the radio and wait. I'm like, man, Jam Master D coming on. He finna be playing all the hits. I used to sit back and wait. You kept me, you kept jams coming for us at late at night. So I used to wait on your part, but man,
You remember that group BWP?
yeah,
You know they did my intro. The one
really.
I played when
Oh
I came
yeah,
on the
I
air
remember
all the
that.
time. They the one did the intro. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. So I just want to go back. Let's just get,
Before you go back,
yeah,
I got to you know how they tell folks give you flowers and stuff
yeah,
like that. Well, let me tell you something. Um, I don't think you get the appreciation that you need for you being you every time I see you on camera, and you probably don't even see it because sometimes I say something, sometimes I don't.
yeah,
But you always acknowledge the Lord, and it's like we don't get enough of that.
yeah,
People around there, they post this, post that, or whatever it is. They talk about their skills, everything they do, or whatever it is, but they don't give credit to where it came from. But you do. So I had to give you a hand for that because I mean, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be here. The studio wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. The stuff I do without the Lord. So
yeah.
I got to give it to you for that.
I appreciate that, man. You the first person that said that like that too, because see, one thing that I've learned, even when you said that, a lot of times, even when I read through the Bible, when Jesus healed the lepers, it was 10. But you know what I'm saying? But only one came back though. And he said, because of your faith, you have been made whole. And a lot of times when we are in bad predicaments, we call on God. We want him to help us. But when he do help us, and when we start getting along that path where things start working out, we tend to forget those moments when we were down and we were calling on him. So I always want the Lord to know that, listen, God, no matter what you bless me with, no matter how far I've come, I don't care what nobody else say. You did it for me, and I'm not going to leave you last. I'm going to acknowledge it, no matter if I have a rapper or whoever I have on the podcast. I'm gonna bring it back to God because in the end we gotta stand before Him. In the end we gotta see Him, and we have to account. We have to account for our lives and where did we obey him and where did we, when he gave us our chance and when he gave us an opportunity, what did we do with it? So I always try to acknowledge God anytime I can because I done had a long way to come and God done brought me the whole way. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you saying that. That's most definitely. I appreciate you saying that. So I wanna I want to get into Jam Master D. So how long have you been DJing?
Man, I'm scared to say, but since probably 86.
86. Dang, that's when I was born. So you've been DJing for at least 38 years. I'm 38. Yeah, well, it'd be 39 now. So where did that come from?
Um, well, like some people that complain about black folks talking about you're always praying for the Lord to do this for you and whatever it is and what has he done and why we got to go through all of this stuff. Well, in order for me to get where I was, I had to go through some stuff.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of depressed
Hmm.
at the house with my mother, wasn't getting dressed, wasn't doing nothing. And she actually called one of my cousins to get me out this house. And so Lone Star Army Depot had a party that they was having. So I always have music lover.
Yeah.
Even when I was little.
Yeah.
So I always had records, tapes, stuff like that. So he knew I had the stuff. I even had a little stereo system. So I did the party and been doing it ever since. And they love the party and everything for Lone Star. I mean, I had a little Fisher turntable. I had a cassette deck. I actually could mix with the cassette deck and the turntable. And it's like, so I've been recording and doing stuff like that from the beginning. And
Yeah,
so,
because I heard you say something about actually mixing with records. That is, now everything is kind of digital now, but mixing with records and doing it digital is a totally different thing, ain't it?
well, in your head, when you first introduced to it, you think it is, and you think, man, I got to switch over to this and switch over to that. But really, I mean, it's just like I got an ear for music, and then plus, I saw some of the big time DJs talking about they was actually knocking the new technology, and I was scared to move over to it too. But then when I did, man, look, I do not want to lug around them heavy turntables again. No,
Oh, it's
no.
heavy.
Oh yeah, turntables, amps, all that stuff. I mean, it's much easier, and the feel of it, like what people think, is really not different to me. Some people want to have the spinning turntable. What? I mean, listen, it's an app on my phone that I tried out one time. I could actually DJ on that. As long as you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter about the equipment. It's you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, you've been all through Texarkana. Even when I was little, I used to hear you on the radio and stuff like that. So you would come on at night and give us all the mixing and all that. Man, I used to wait on that. When I was when I was younger. I used to be like, okay, they've been playing the stuff now, but Jam Master D about to come on, and then I know it's been some time, but I was calling in and requesting stuff, and you would and you would play it, and I'm like, oh man, that's cool. So how long were you on the radio? Can you talk about the radio experience?
I mean, actually, I was on the radio before KZRB too. A lot of people don't know it, but I worked at KMLS and KTFS, and actually, I was learning the ins and outs of the boards and stuff like that. So when I came over there, KZRB called me to when they first got on the air. They called me to pump up their weekends because they heard about me being in the clubs, like Giorgio's. I was at Giorgio's and Mr. D's. When I was at Mr. D's, I mean, I don't know about right now, but you talking about you like this up in there. You jam packed and they party. They ain't just standing around holding no phones.
Yeah.
They out there partying, sweating and all this stuff.
Dang.
But I get Giorgio's, which used to be Cheeks. I DJ'd there too, but like Giorgio's, I had to give because a lot of people want to talk about Texarkana and stuff like this. But when Giorgio's was actually doing this thing in the late 80s, I swear, we had business every night except for Tuesday.
Okay.
We had the Monday night connection. We had Wednesday night Star Search. Thursday night was ladies' night. Friday night was a party night, and Saturday night was a big party night, and then Sunday was old school night. We did that for a whole year. No other club in Texarkana can claim that.
Dang.
They just try to be open on the weekends and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all about how you would do it and approach stuff.
Yeah.
But man, them was some days back then.
Giorgio's that was the club. That might be a little bit before me.
Giorgio's came about after. Well, you remember that football player Billy Sims had the club Cheeks. It was on Highway 67. And then when he let the club go, George got the club, and it was called Giorgio's. I mean, it had the light shows, the sound system, everything in there. I DJ with this OG DJ. They call him Irvin,
Yeah.
and he's not in too good a shape right now. But me and Irvin used to turn that club up.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's
back in the
what's
day.
up.
And soon as Giorgio's actually burned down, so the building is not even there anymore.
Oh, okay.
When they burned down, that's when Mr. D's came at me and got me. And I was there for a long time.
How long do you think? How long have Mr. D's been there?
Before me.
For
I mean,
real?
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I know we used to live in Manival at one point in time, and
man,
we
see, they own all of that out there. So, I mean, they ain't got too much turnover,
yeah.
I don't think. But they've been there a long time. I mean, before I was old enough to go to.
So about when did you? Because you was on KZRB for a while.
I started probably when they started the station close to it.
Oh,
Like I want to say 93, 92, 93
yeah.
when I started with them.
Oh, okay.
And then I think my last year with them was like 2015.
Okay. And that's a good while. That's a good while.
And I
So
also, now you probably don't remember this, but at one point in time I was actually with KTOY. I used to do the Friday night party mix, and the rhythm that was in Hope, Arkansas. Shawn Michaels, me and Shawn Michaels was up there with the rhythm. It was like a hip hop station
oh,
too.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's right. So you was just about and I just from my era, being the '80s baby, but at that time you was pretty much like the only one that was really doing real mixes. You know what I mean, on a radio station like that.
I mean, that's one of my things that I'm kind of proud of. I think the Lord did that for me because that was always been in me. I used to actually listen to them cats in Dallas.
Yeah.
That's how I got started.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
nobody really teach me a lot of stuff. I kind of, learned it and everything. They said if I had, and everybody in Texarkana tell me if I had left Texarkana back then, I'd probably be like big time and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But me, like, I'm thinking, why do you live here? Why all these people talking about Texarkana and this and that and everything?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't like Texarkana, either do something about it or you leave.
Yeah.
You can make it better.
Yeah. You know, I hear that a lot with Texarkana, man. Texarkana. This is to me, Texarkana a pretty good place to live. I like living here, and it's a good balance range. Now, if now I know from just off what I see, some people try to look for a permanent job to work on and good money wise that that's up and down here. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough. There is more stuff growing. There is more stuff growing and stuff like that, but but as far as like Texarkana wise, you can live here and do pretty good, but it's a good place if you're doing bad too. You still can make a living. If things go bad, so I said it's like a good balance type situation for me. So I just maintain and try to make it work for me. So
Well, it'll work if you go with your money,
yeah, that's anywhere really.
But these people want to run off to. I don't know how many people done left here and went to Dallas and stuff, and then came back. I was one. I was up there for a while. 'Cause
Oh really?
I went to DeVry for computers, and
Oh
man, you talking about expensive.
yeah.
I mean, and I ended up having to come back here, but I was just going up there for a degree, you
Okay.
know, and that's it. But the cost of living, it's a big difference between up there and here. You know, even though you probably have a chance to make more money,
Yeah.
groceries and everything else gonna be
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even realize that. Yeah. When you going somewhere, you making more money. It's really balancing out because it's costing you a lot more to to live, to survive in these other places. So yeah, I figured that out myself. So about so what else? You said you went to school. You went up there.
I went up there for a little bit, you know, uh, long time ago. I really didn't finish with DeVry. I actually finished at Texarkana College for my
Okay.
degree,
Cool.
and I switched over to business slash computers. But the music thing and the DJ thing, that's just me. It's like never let that go. Once I started, never stop doing it. I know a lot of cats that have stopped and then they want to get back in it or whatever. Never stop doing it. It's like a passion. Even if I ain't got nothing to do, I'm at the house mixing or doing
Yeah, I've
something.
seen you on there when you go online and go live. I've seen you actually doing it. I don't know if you're at home doing it or what, but that's you definitely got. And see, that's the thing that I always look at. I always try to say this. Really, whatever you love, that passion for it, you know, that's really what's gonna hold you when it's all said and done. Because because to me, whatever you love and whatever your passion is natural. It just come natural. It's not something you can learn in a like when some people go to college. Some people think that when you go to college, you learn this, you pick this up, you can do it. Yeah, but you go a lot harder to me when you got a real passion, when you're doing something you passionate about, like something you willing to do for free.
That's you remember people used to tell you if you go to work somewhere where you like it or love it, it's really not work. It's
Exactly.
no more.
Right.
And really that's kind of true.
Right.
If you had a job and you always complaining, you hate to go to work or whatever it is, you probably need to find you something else to do because really, even though you making money there, it's killing you on the inside. It's stress. It's stuff like that. Once I got out from under these folks and, when I decided I ain't going back to work for nobody, it relieves so much stress. It's like, I'm just going to do my thing. Worry about me and my business, you know.
Wow.
So that's it.
Yeah. That's and one thing I try to learn from my elders, they always say that they say things like that, and I be thinking, while we young, like young man, that's the time you really supposed to be using to try to build something that, like for instance, even with my podcast studio and doing this, man, this something I'm really passionate about. So, one day, I ain't gonna lie, one day I was sitting back in here and I was like, man, I done sat here and did all of this. And, but I was like, man, but I loved it so much. I look back and I'm like, man, I did a lot of stuff. Like, but I did all this just to talk, you know what I mean? And just to be more professional about the way I'm doing my video.
You don't know it yet, but you about to be the Shannon Sharp of Texarkana. About to be the Shannon Sharp. And I mean, while you talking about just to talk, that's another thing, reference that comes from the Bible.
Yeah.
Your words have power. So you giving folks credit and doing all the stuff that you doing, you helping with your words. Now you can also kill stuff with wrong stuff come out your mouth, negative stuff or whatever
Yeah.
it is, which here sometimes I hate to get online because I'm seeing folks always talking about what's wrong. What's wrong? You got up today, didn't you? I mean, you got up, so you talking about what's
Right.
wrong and stuff. So, I mean, it's just
And you're absolutely right. That's kind of the point I was making. Last night I made a video and I was talking about eliminating excuses. And it's like, man, it don't matter to me, it don't matter what your circumstances is. We all done been through different things, but it's just like you said. If God woke you up, if you got another chance, that, man, how much money can buy that? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just everybody not waking up the next day. So if God gave you an opportunity to get up, what you complaining about? Like sometimes I think that people complain because you're more focused on what somebody else doing, and you trying to accomplish what you see them doing rather than looking to yourself. Like, because everybody can't do the same thing, and one thing I've seen in life is that we make comparisons to somebody else. Like when you see somebody else with that, you automatically figure that you should do that and you gonna get that same thing.
Well, I'm thinking that our culture
Yeah.
causes us to be like that because which it came from them back in slavery and all this stuff, and it's still that programming, and we still don't let that go. We always got to. It's like even from what I do, it's like I tell people no bad knock against it, but like blues and country music, I think that's the worst music created to a point because it's always talking about a bad situation. Somebody done stole my truck, cheating with my wife, stuff like that. Most of them songs are like that. Now I ain't saying all of them because some of them are party songs. But I mean, I made up my mind a long time ago. It ain't no way I'm gonna be sitting up old, listening to blues all day and all night and stuff like that. No, that's depressing. I want something like, man, look here. If I'm 90 years old or whatever it is, I'm gonna be listening to some, something that's bumping or whatever it is. I still do it to the day.
Yeah.
I mean, just cause you get a little older, whatever it is, I mean you can't listen to no hip hop.
Yeah.
And like I play all clean music.
Yeah.
Even when I do weddings, people say, I don't want to hear no hip hop. Until I talk to them, I tell them, I say, mine is clean. And then they change their tune because they know it ain't gonna be no party without hip hop and R&B in there. It ain't gonna be. I said, hey, it's clean. So that depressing stuff, man, I ain't for.
And you know what? You absolutely right. And even thinking about it, what you hear, it's almost like you're programming your mind.
You are programming because the more you are around stuff, it gets ingrained in you. I don't care what you're doing. Like, I remember one time I was looking at this commercial, and commercials will do that to you too. You watch the same commercial over and over again, and I went out and I said, they keep talking about how good this product is. So I went out and got it and everything. I said, this is nasty.
Yeah.
But the commercial talked me into getting it.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever you are surrounded by, if you live in a family and it's mess and you're fussing and cussing all the time or whatever it is, you're a product of your environment right there. Like if you grew up I grew up in church and I go to church all the time, whatever it is, which I've moved on to different church now, but that never left me.
Yeah.
From my mother and grandmother and stuff like that, it never left me. But if you grow up around some mess and messy folks, if they grew up like that, boy, it's going to be hard for them to get up out of it.
Even the scripture says that evil communication corrupt good manner. So, it's true. Most of the time, the way people behave and the way they talk, it comes from the environment they have been in and the people they done had around them a lot. You know what I mean? Because you won't say much if you to yourself. You know what I mean? You got a lot of time. And you know what I've learned? when I'm to myself, I have a lot of time to think. Like, okay, maybe I should have did this, or maybe I should have did that. But when you're around people and the juice is going, you kind of like you don't take time to really think sometimes. So, I definitely can agree with that. So, man, I saw you the other night, and man, you really had the crowd really going. I had just so happened to got off work, and I said, man, when I jumped in there with my camera, and one thing I saw about you, man, while you was mixing and stuff, I really see the love and the passion you have for it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know you was there.
Yeah,
I was there. I mean, I saw you with the camera, but
yeah,
like my thing is to focus on them.
yeah,
Like some people we call me, they'll say I'm mean and stuff when I'm DJing. They want to come walk up on me while I'm mixing. Well, yeah, you interrupting,
yeah,
you interrupting my thing.
yeah,
But it ain't like that.
yeah,
It's like if you wait, cause like if I walk up on you and you doing something, I'm gonna wait till you finish and look in me in my
yeah,
eyes and then get your attention. But I ain't gonna try to come do all. Man, look here. You probably will get an evil look from me,
right,
because I'm trying to do my thing.
right. And that's respectable too because that show how passionate, like that's just like me. If I'm doing interviews or if I'm doing something with a camera and then people trying to talk to me, it aggravates me. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, man, I'm so into doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this perfect shot. You distracted my mind. I can't focus. I got to be locked in my zone. So yeah, I saw that the other night. That's why you didn't know it was me. I was just behind the scene. I'm watching you do you. I'm watching you perform the way you perform, and I'm like, yeah, I'm capturing the moment. And man, I was looking back at the video. I was like, that's you can't pay for that, man. It's
I was
just
kind of chilling at first
yeah,
because they called me at the last minute. It wasn't no big crowd in there or nothing.
yeah,
But then, you know, I kind of watch and look, and then I play a track. I'm just testing out.
yeah,
But if I see one little head doing like this,
yeah,
or they kind of dancing in the seat or what, oh, I got you now.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's the same way I treat the dance floor too. When people used to dance, they kind of mess around now. But if I get you on one song, I got you for 30 minutes. I promise you that. That's all I need to see.
yeah,
Unless you just a boring person or something wrong with you, I got you after that.
yeah, for sure. So, all the DJing and all this and that, it's a wonderful thing. So, man, I see you always you follow me a lot on my videos and stuff too. So, I really respect you, and I see you was talking, you was referring to how I always talk about God. So, I saw you told me that you had that you dealt with some health issues at
Yeah.
one point in time. So you want to talk about any of that?
I mean, a couple of years ago, a lot of people don't know it, but I had caught cancer and was in the hospital on my birthday.
Oh,
Had to have transfusion and everything, but thanks to my best friend, my BFF,
yeah.
it's gone. No signs of it, no nothing since then. About 2, 3 years ago, and
Wow.
I mean, it was bad too. It was like I couldn't do nothing, but
Wow.
couldn't get around good. None of that stuff. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I don't like seeing folks sick in the first place. That's the worst thing. I don't like seeing folks. I mean, you know, even if you're a friend of mine or something, you're in the hospital, you probably don't need to expect to see me because I don't want to see you like that. I want to remember you like I remembered you. You
Yeah.
know, stuff like that. Hospitals, funerals. I try not to do that, but it seems like some folks around here they live for going up funerals. But they come together for a funeral, and I mean, You better go see them folks while they up and around. Go see them,
Dang. Yeah.
Instead of us getting together for a funeral or something like that.
Right.
What? You know, I just it's
Man, that's a blessing. God blessed you to be able to go through that. So I thank God for my health and my strength so far, and I'm grateful to God that He brought you through that, cause you don't look like it.
hey, it ain't me, it's him.
Yeah,
It's him.
yeah. So you right back out here DJing, man. It seemed like you enjoy yourself a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm I mean, as far as radio goes, a lot of people don't know this either. I was the first mix show host in Texarkana, period.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. I was the only person on the radio here live when Obama took office, both terms, and I announced it. I'm kind of proud of that too. And I was actually a music director at KZRB for a while too, music director. So it's like back when they were sending out product and stuff all the time. I had connections all over the globe as far as record companies and everything. I still got a lot of them where the execs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They would send me music and everything. I mean, I got shipments to my house every day except for Sundays.
Dang.
That's why I just got rid of a bunch of records. I mean, it was time to get rid, but I still got a lot. I still got a lot. I probably got over million some dollars worth of records. And I got rid of, and but I got cassettes, records, all that still at the house. And my job was to figure out music that people would like. And the thing of it is, it's some songs by R. Kelly and Mary J. Blige that I did not put up at that station because I didn't feel like they was good enough, at least for around here.
Yeah.
The record companies, they said that I had a 98%. I was good with them for 98%. Everything that I picked was good or not good. I was 98% correct. And a lot of people don't know this either because I had, radio stations get their ratings by the Arbitron book, where some of us fill it out, some of us don't. I don't know if you ever got one or not. You get it in the mail and they tell you they'll give you a couple of dollars for filling it out. Your rate, that's how they get that.
It's been a while since I did.
But back then, somebody who had the book showed me my ratings, and he said I had the highest ratings ever in Texarkana over anybody. Wow. And back when I was on the air and stuff like that, and I kind of programmed my own show because nobody was telling me exactly what to do. So in my mind, as coming from a club DJ, my job was to try to please everybody. So I didn't just play new stuff. I played a little old school, some throwbacks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when KZRB first came on the air, they weren't really an urban station. It was a rhythmic station, which they played some pop music too.
Yeah.
Which I like some pop. Well, I like all kind of music, really.
Yeah.
I tell you, but and man, the people that used to call up there, you would think people would call up there like you and just ask for a request and happy if you play it.
Yeah.
But then some people you get, I don't know, let me see what kind of word I want to use. Call them knuckleheads. They want to call up there and then, they want you to play something right then and there, which they don't understand. It might not be possible.
Yeah.
And then you got the local artist, which for the most part, they, most of them pretty good with me.
Yeah.
Because I used to actually do all of the shows for the Trauma Click.
Oh.
I did the sound because I used to do sound for them and everything for the Trauma Click. Did shows for BWP. You remember the Twins? Times two. Did work with them. But every now and then you get somebody to call you, man, and think they just better than anybody, talk they stuff, want you to play their stuff on the radio, ask you why you ain't playing it, and all this kind of stuff. Don't even understand the terminology. I had this one cat, I think he was out of Hope, Arkansas. I ain't gonna even mention no names.
Yeah.
But he was mad because he wanted his song played. And I tried to explain to him, everybody did a different show. You know, you got Lady
Yeah.
B, you got Ray C, or whatever it is. Make sure I understand. Well, this wouldn't fit here. This wouldn't fit. What you mean it wouldn't fit? So I started asking questions. I said, well, tell me, what demographic are you going for? He didn't even understand the term. That right there, you know, if you're gonna be an artist, you need to learn some terminology, demographics. And he wanted to tell me, well, my music's supposed to be for everybody. No music is for everybody. You need to know who you aiming it for. You aiming it for the hood. You aiming it for grown folks. You know, I mean, that's what the demographic means. So I'm trying to teach him what that is. He gets mad at me, won't start cussing at me. I told him, I said, you know, because I ain't like the other people on the radio. I said, hey, I told him, I said, listen, I was going to hit him back on the air, but, you know, I let it die. I actually played this song, and the song really wasn't that great. He should appreciate it. And I told him what he needed to do or whatever it is, and he still didn't want to, you know, it's like some people, I don't care if your mama and your daddy say you can sing and rap and your folks around you. Don't believe that all the time. Go to some strangers or whatever it is. Then you had the artists to call in and talking about, you know, I say, well, nobody's at, you know, they talking about how hot their music is in the streets. And I said, nobody's asking for your music. They're going to try to trick me and have people call in and ask for the song as soon as they get off the phone with me. Like I don't know what they just did. You know, that it don't work.
You know, and you know what? That comes to another point we was discussing earlier. You know, some people don't really want the truth. You know, a lot of people don't really want the truth. They living in this other world, this other fantasy, like, you know, especially when it come to music, because when a lot of people doing music, everybody think they doing good music, and you brought up another point, which I never really thought in detail till you said it. Music, all music ain't for everybody. It's a certain demographic you trying to connect to. Your music have to be aimed specifically for.
Like that's the way radio actually works because like a hip hop R&B station normally is going for 18 to 34 year olds.
Yeah.
34 to 54 is another demographic.
Oh yeah.
So you can't get. I mean, I was a rare. I mean, it was just rare for me to do it.
Yeah.
I had 18 to 54 locked in.
Yeah.
And nobody, I don't care the number one stations that you had around here, they didn't have ratings higher than mine. And it's like, that's one thing that I was kind of proud of.
Yeah.
For the guy to even show me that, because he didn't even have to show me that. Because he had a competing radio station at the time.
Right.
And he said, man, look at these numbers that you're doing. And I said, what? And I was always told, you know, I wasn't told that it was like that. So it's like, I didn't get my just due when I was on the radio, to tell you the truth. I'm working with some internet stations right now, but, you know, it is what it is.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you in, to give you your just dues. Because, man, as a kid, I've been listening to you all my life. Just right here in Texarkana, man. I used to wait. I used to with Ray C, and then you. That was it. That was our generic between you and Ray C. Y'all had the whole.
Ray C used to play a lot. He had his little rap group too.
Yeah.
He used to play a lot of local people and stuff. And, you know, still they didn't appreciate it because it's like you tell some folks they think just because it's a black-owned radio station they can do what they want to do or whatever it is. But I mean that's not helping the
Yeah.
station with ratings. You want us to play all these songs that don't nobody know that you think is good around the clock. It don't work like that.
Hmm.
You have to play the hot stuff. It's like even for me, a lot of people thought I'd stop DJing,
Hmm.
but what happened was, you know, far as this go or whatever it is, people always say I charge too much or whatever it is, but you know I'm charging what I'm supposed to be charging.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just what I did was I changed my clientele.
Yeah.
I started doing stuff at the country club
Oh
and
yeah.
different people or whatever it is. And like the little money that they try to pay these other DJs and stuff, I'm getting tipped at. I'm getting $200 tips. So you know they paying me on top of what. That's why you don't have to see me. You don't have to see me, but I'm still doing my thing, but not with you.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then it's funny how people be getting online and stuff and talking about they gonna have this bomb party or this event and want it to be so nice, but they skimp out on their entertainment. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a DJ. I tell every time I meet somebody, I say, listen, why y'all want to wait to get the DJ last? When really you should be looking at that first, especially at a wedding. Your entertainment is going to make or break that event because you can have fancy decorations. No knock on the people who do that. You can have these flowers. You can have the best alcohol, the best food. No knock on none of that stuff. But if the DJ or the entertainment suck, what they going to do? Eat your stuff and leave.
Oh.
They ask me, even at weddings, will I play a little longer? I'm like, yeah, if you're going to pay me to play longer, I'll stay. I'll stay. But it's all about how you go about stuff.
Oh.
You know,
Music plays such an important role in society too, because if you just think about it, if you just walk into a place, there's no music, there's no life. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's just dead. It's depressing.
I mean, really, Texarkana should have more places where, like, it's either a live DJ or something there during the week, not just on the weekends. Like these little bar and grills and stuff like that. They'll be surprised how business will pick up. But then you got these people that own some of these places that don't really want to pay for the services. And it's like, I mean, you get what you pay for. You talking about why is your business going down? You ain't got nothing to entertain the folks. You go to any city or whatever, it is, just like our mall. I try to talk to those folks and say, hey, you need some entertainment on the weekends at the mall. And they keep telling me they're going to get me and do some stuff or whatever it is, and they do it. Because you go out to the mall now, what you going to see? You see the old people walking around in the mall, and half the stores done shut down.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's not just Texarkana, but a lot of malls everywhere else done, you know, shut down. Now downtown entertainment district is popping.
Picking up.
Yeah.
And that used to be the dead area kind of now. But it's going back to what you was talking about, even with the music and stuff. Man, back in the day when I went to the mall, that used to be the thing. As a kid, it was a thing. They had that big water fountain out there in the middle. And I mean, going to the mall used to really be a thing.
Yeah.
But so I think, even with you saying that, I think that's a great idea. That would bring a lot of attraction to that, and it would increase business because more stores could open up inside of there. I think that's actually a good idea.
I'm surprised you don't have a studio in the mall.
You know, when you were saying that, I was thinking of that. I said, you know what, man, that may be. I'm gonna start having more than one. I'm starting here, but I'm finna increase. I'm gonna increase. I never thought. I know them slots in the mall kind of high though. Them little places in the mall
Man,
kind of high.
they need to sell them for whatever they can now.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they want some people
Because
out there.
trust me, if ain't not, you want somebody there. You just don't want nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need somebody there. You don't want to do absolutely nothing there. But yeah, I see they turned that old Dillard's into a church or something. It's two. It was two at first, but the one on that front side. See, Dillard's is on the back now, but that Dillard's that used to be on the front side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They haven't they turned that to a church or something. But yeah, man, that's I can see already with the stuff you say. You have some brilliant ideas and stuff. So, what are you looking for in the future? You know, like what?
Man, my thing is like I say, far as me,
Yeah.
it's it's the Lord first,
Oh yeah.
and then DJing
Oh
is
yeah.
a close second. I mean, I just like doing gigs. I like actually I like doing live gigs better than when I was doing the radio. And it's like I used to have people travel through here because I travel too. I do
Mhm.
gigs in Dallas and Fort Worth. I had people come down here to listen to me and want me to come back up there, and they'll pay for it. But it's like, they talking about, well, I like this on the radio. I said, you know, I'm just fooling around up here. I said, you really want to see me in action? You put a crowd in front of me,
Yeah.
cause that they get me going or whatever it is. Even the people that you saw last night, it wasn't really a crowd, but the trick to that is, even if you don't get no big crowd, you still supposed to do your thing because that's what they're paying you for. So that's one of the hardest things to do as a DJ
Hmm.
is a small crowd. You put a bunch of folks in front of me, man, that's cake. That's piece cake. It's like, uh, you know, it ain't no problem. But you got some folks that they don't even want to have that big crowd in front of them. I mean,
Yeah. Wow. So that's dope, man. That's dope. Um, Seeing you, and I definitely saw you reading the crowd and stuff like that. Man, I saw that you had some interaction with TMZ too. When
man, last year, I think for the last 2 years, I don't know. They saw me on Twitter and reached out to me,
mm,
and then they would just call me once a month.
mm,
They would call me once a month. I've been over there for like I know last year just about every month. They switched some stuff up this year, and it's a way I could get back in touch with them. But I'm saying, you have me on the camera that much, you need to be sending me a check
yeah, yeah.
or something.
See, TMZ, they be getting all their information and they capitalize off of it and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw you talking with those guys on TMZ, and I'm like, man, that's Harvey Levin and them. Like, that's the one from the People's Court. That's the real TMZ right there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that's dope. So that just kind of goes into what you was talking about too, with the connections and
But they,
stuff.
but they have some little restrictions on certain things. Like they sure don't want to help market nothing. Cause if they want the camera off of me if I had on a shirt or a hat with my name or something or business
Oh,
name on it or something, they wanted me to move over here or move over there. I said,
oh,
you know, even though
dang,
I said Jam Master D on there,
yeah,
they didn't want no kind of logo, nothing up there. They couldn't put it up there. So it's like, okay,
dang.
yeah,
So they gonna make sure that they take full ownership of what they doing and not advertise nobody else. Wow,
yeah.
well that's slick. That's slick.
But like, while I'm here, I wanted to say like, you said you wanted to touch on the DJ thing, but
Yeah.
one thing is more like, and you want to make people aware,
Mm-hmm.
like customers,
Mm-hmm.
because weddings, well, at least the weddings I do, they turn into parties. You might think you at a club,
Yeah.
unless it's a laid back thing, but like when people are even shopping for DJs, I tell them, I say, if you ask a DJ what he charge, and he just come out and give you a price and don't talk to you about nothing else, you need to move on. Now I ask questions, and people say, "Well, you ask too many questions or whatever it is." I'm trying to please you. I'm asking questions: how you want this, or whatever it is. This is how I do this. What, and that's just come from me having experience.
Yeah.
But you just throw a price at somebody, and you show up and think you know, because I wouldn't even want to do that.
Right.
You know, because I don't know how you want, what kind of vibe you want, none of that stuff. Do you need lighting around the room and stuff like? Because I provide that too. I got a light show and everything else.
Oh yeah.
But do you need big sound, or you just want it, mellow? Got whatever you need. So it's like when you shopping around, you need to ask the right questions. And please don't go for the cheapest. I mean, soon as somebody say I'm still shopping around, I'm not even looking to talk to you again. I'm really not. And somebody calls me and say, we just need somebody to play some music. It's like an insult to me. Cause I'm gonna perform. I can get a little 9-year-old child to play some music.
Yeah.
And any DJ around here is talking about playing some music for somebody. If that's what you do, well, I ain't gonna,
Yeah.
because they'll get mad at me. They be mad at me anytime, all the time, and
Nah, man, you just giving out the game, giving the truth and all that, man. Man. So everybody will know where to find Jam Master D. But I'm gonna have them tagged in the video anyway. But man, I'm definitely glad you stopped through here at the Popcorn. Man, you said some stuff that very uplifting. I'm glad you came by today. You know what I mean? Like I said, we all be dealing with stuff. And man,
shout out to your wife.
oh yeah, you was coming through there.
Well, it's close to my house. I came up there a couple times.
Yeah, when we was on Marlin, you came up there all the time, and I appreciate you for that. Yeah, we trying to make some steps. It ain't when you making steps, it come with a new challenge.
I just thought of something,
Yeah.
but we're gonna do that off camera.
Oh,
I
okay.
just thought of something. It
right.
includes her. It includes her too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, but yeah, man, I definitely glad you stopped by today, man. And,
Hey, this is me. You notice his shirt.
huh?
You see the shirt. Eat,
Yeah.
sleep, scratch, and repeat.
Oh yeah, you made
That's what
that.
I do.
Yeah.
I order it's DJ
Eat,
company. Eat,
sleep,
sleep, scratch, repeat.
Yeah.
It's like that's me.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, you got anything big lined up, like, yeah.
Well, from last night, we may be doing some.
Yeah, I think that was.
I
a
may be
dope
doing
thing.
some stuff on a regular basis. Not like that,
Yeah.
but maybe for the older crowd here in Texarkana don't have much to do. Want to have them a safer place for them to go out and do stuff because they still. I mean, some of us still like to party and stuff. And folks that want to just sit around in the chair, you can just stay right where you are.
Yeah.
Because something gonna happen to you that you ain't gonna like pretty soon. Just
Yeah, moving around and doing stuff is actually what I've learned. That's what keep you healthy. You got to keep moving. When you sit around and linger, that's when things can start happening. Yeah.
And I mean, going forward, I'm just planning on doing some more gigs,
Yeah.
weddings, stuff like that, parties, just whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, I could do stuff during the week.
Yeah, for sure.
Full time. I could do it if they having a little day. I don't know why Texarkana don't have no little day parties, no brunches, none of that stuff around here on a regular basis, but it should be.
You got so many great ideas, man. We're going to have to get together and find a way to put all this stuff together.
And the DJs around here need to kind of, instead of hating on each other, they need to try to come together and we all have more business.
Yeah. Because, like I said, that music is life. If you put music just in a building by itself, it'll draw. It's just interesting how you could take an empty building, just start going there mixing. Just you could be there by yourself. People will hear it, it'll just draw 'em.
And I was supposed to be collaborating with some business owners, and I told them, I said I could make them a USB
Yeah.
with mixes, clean music, whatever kind of music they want. Plus, since I've been on the radio, I can advertise for them while the music is playing. So they just let the thing play. Just let it play.
Oh yeah.
I mean, instead of them getting it piped in from a corporate office or somewhere else or whatever it is, you can get the kind of music that you want,
Right.
right here in town.
Right.
So,
Like a little custom playlist with your business advertisement in it. And people gonna listen, they'll listen and that draws you, and that's why it's like you said earlier, even on commercials, you hear it, you see it over and over.
and like, we got some DJs that make USBs around here and everything, which really, I don't know if they know this or not, if they care, but they actually are bootlegging.
Yeah.
Now, I get most of my music from the record companies. And the thing of it is, just like Facebook, it's got the copyright thing, and I saw you post that you don't own this music. Really, there ain't no sense in you posting that because they're going to flag you anyway.
Yeah.
That does nothing. I don't know who started that rumor. But as far as music goes, and a lot of people don't know this, if you copy something at your house, you just broke federal law. I don't care if you sell it or not. The thing of it is, a lot of people be wanting me to make USBs and not put my tag in it. I say Jam Master D or whatever it is. I don't care how much money you pay me. But because for one thing, that's my work. And I'm mixing tracks. I'm either remixing or mixing tracks. It's my work. I can do that. You just putting songs on a USB or whatever it is. Actually, now, if somebody wanted to call the right folks and they come find that stuff at your house, that's fair time. I promise you that. All day long. A lot of people don't know this. So, I can make them USBs, but it's gonna be mixed. I'm never gonna just give you some songs. I'm not gonna do it. My music is actually watermarked. So if you play it in the wrong computer or something like that and they track it back to me, they gonna cut my music off. You think I'm gonna cut my music off for you? No. So, laws about that and stuff like that, people don't know because they don't have, they're not going to get on to everybody that does that stuff. I'm telling you what I know. So
You're absolutely right, because DJ Drama, he's from like the Atlanta area and stuff like that, and he caught a major case like that because he was putting out mixtapes with all these people's songs, and they came at him. It's certain regulations you have to abide by when you dealing with other people's songs, or it's a federal case. So you brought up a very excellent point.
yeah,
And it's just like you burning a CD. That's somebody else's property.
these local artists, they need to go and go through the proper channels and get their stuff copywritten, and they need to take care of that. Because they come out with a bomb track or some beats and somebody just go get it and you didn't do that, it's theirs. If they beat you to the punch.
Wow.
So don't just go to the studio and record, make sure if you think this song is gonna do something, you go get that legal paperwork.
See, at first, I used to put a lot of my beats on YouTube, but I thought about something. See, I'm marketing right now. So if you have something on YouTube and you play it somewhere else, it automatically gets copywritten. Now, if it's on the internet, it gets flagged quick. But I thought about it, I said, if I want somebody to get this beat and make a song to it, if I got it on there, if they try to put a song to it, it's going to copyright it and it's going to flag it. Nobody will never hear it. So some of this free stuff, some of the stuff that I wanted to get out there big, I just took it off because I was like, man, if somebody get it and it blow up, I don't want it to get flagged and throw off. I want it to get out there so people will know me. know what I'm saying? Because I know I made it, and I can prove I made it, but it'll give me a little light. I just thought about it a different kind of way, you know.
Hey, it's a lot of stuff people gonna figure out that they missed out on. Cause like for me, I know on the radio, at first they used to get on to me about certain stuff I used to joke about, and I know you probably, if you listen to
You
me,
used
you
to be
know I
like,
used to say
well,
sandwich,
good, well,
I,
good.
that right there.
Yeah,
But like, and I still say that.
yeah,
But like I used to say sandwich all the time. I'm going
yeah,
to get me a sandwich or whatever it is, and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Now I was saying that way before Bruh Man on Martin was saying it. But
Oh,
think about it. If I had had
oh, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
had that
Oh, man. That
every
whole
time they play
Martin,
that, every time they
yeah.
did that, I would have had to get some money.
Yeah, that whole Martin episode when Bro Man come, that's all he
I believe
say.
he. I believe he. Somebody, some of his family members was down here and heard
They
me say
knew
that
it.
something.
Yeah, they
You know,
heard you saying that,
yeah,
and they took it
yeah.
and ran with it. But because and see, that's how people do in life. If they know it ain't copywritten and they beat you to the punch, ain't nothing you can do. You
That's it.
can't fight it. Dang, ain't that something? I bet you they got that from you, man. Golly. But man, shoot, I tell you what, man. I really enjoyed this interview, man. We got want to definitely, I definitely want to pay homage to you, Jam Master D, for all the mixes and the hits that you have brought, that you've been bringing to the Texarkana area, man, because I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I used, like I said, I used to wait for you to come on because I'd be like, man, Jam Master D, he gonna play some good stuff. And man,
I'm kind of surprised to hear that.
man,
'Cause you know what though, but I would be in a store somewhere and somebody be, they'll tell me, or if they see if I have like a shirt with my name on it or
yeah,
something like that, and they see it, like, you Jam Master on the radio? I said, yeah. And
yeah,
it don't be it ain't but a thing to me because
yeah,
like okay but I did not even know that many people was listening to me
yeah.
on things.
Man, when I was a kid, I used to be like, man, I'm waiting for Jam Master D to come on. Then when we had that, when we was over there on Milam and you pulled up, I'm like, oh man, Jam Master D come here to buy food. Man, that was legendary, man. I was like, oh man, Jam Master D come here every other day. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody I grew up listening to, man. So, man, I thank you for blessing my
I
podcast,
thought she
man.
was gonna be over here today. I thought she was gonna be where I said, oh man, I get to do the podcast and then I get to get me something to eat and go home.
No, we working on that. We working on it. But yeah, we gonna have it together trying to get this, man. I'm doing business everywhere, trying to expand. I got the podcast, the food truck. I got a lot going on, man, and it ain't easy, but trying to do the best that I can.
Yeah.
I don't want to pile up too much stuff on me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I definitely appreciate you coming by. Is anything else you gotta say? Anything else you wanna say?
Well, it might be a lot of because I
Yeah,
came
man.
from radio. I talk.
Yeah.
I'll talk now.
Yeah, I
If you
know.
ask me a question, I'll talk. But I mean, this PM, if I'm like DA. If you need me back on here, let me know. We
Yeah.
can talk about some other stuff or whatever it is. But like me about you is the spiritual side. Cause
Yeah.
I'm all about that. Cause even if I'm hanging with my homies, we could be talking about anything. It could be what, and I always bring up Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't care. We could be talking about sex, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't care. Cause I mean, he's supposed to be a part of everything.
Right.
And it's like you don't get that a whole lot.
Right.
It's people just doing their thing or whatever it is. And some folks I notice, and nice people or whatever it is, they post all this stuff online, but never say a word about him.
Right.
And I kind of have a side eye for them folks too. They're
Yeah.
like, you know, because some people say, "Well, I do it in private. I ain't got to see you. I ain't got no. That ain't what he tell you. He
That's
tell you.
right.
Just like if me and you doing this right here, if just bringing him up, that's like church.
Right.
Because it's just, you know.
And see, this is the thing. The scripture says that even whatever you do secretly, he rewards you openly. And see, the thing is it goes back to this. This is my thing. This is why I always bring up God and just everything I do. Because most of the time, we only want to bring up God when we in trouble. So if our God is a jealous God, which the scripture says, and God want to hear from you, and he's only hearing from you when things are going wrong, that means that things have to continue to go wrong in your life for God to hear from you. So my thing is this: when it's going good, he gonna hear from me. When it's going bad, he gonna hear from me. That way he know that I appreciate him through all things. And my condition don't have to change for him to hear from me.
Patience.
Right.
Because you know, I'm holding you up, but
No.
like patience. I remember one time I was at the station, and now I'm the only at the time legit DJ
Yeah.
out there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And people used to call the station. For me, I found this out after the fact.
Mm.
Used to call the station for me to book me for gigs. Never received a call. And so some of the other folks at the station started getting equipment and stuff and doing gigs and everything. And you know, I'm just sitting there. Finally, somebody called at the station and said, "Hey man, we've been trying to get in touch with you. They said you didn't do that. They tried to do the gigs and what." I said, "What?" And so I sat out for a year.
Mm.
Just sat back. No gigs, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, you know, and all these other, they were referring to other people that's here in Texarkana or whatever it is. They would, you know, they would call up there. Well, I know a DJ or whatever. Wouldn't give it to me. And I found this out. I don't care if y'all heard it or not. I found it out. But anyway, but anyway, all of those people that they gave them gigs to started back to calling me because they said they didn't like what went on and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I mean, I have a whole lot more patience now. And you know, the Lord tell you get paid, you just sit
Yeah.
back. You ain't got to fight no battle. You ain't got to do nothing because he'll do it.
Yeah.
It's like, even if somebody mad at me or whatever it is, it's like, I ain't got to whoop you, even though I probably could.
Yeah.
I ain't got to whoop you because the Lord, you don't want to whooping from the Lord. I don't care who you are, how big and bad you are in town, whatever. You do not want a whooping from the Lord.
That's right.
Because he can whoop you. He can have something happen to your kids, your grandkids, or whatever it is, and it be your fault.
Yeah.
Can't blame nobody else but you. It's in the word. It's like, you know, the blessings and cursing. So it's like I just sit back there. You know, it's so many folks that did some stuff to me, and I'm just sitting back watching. And I'm saying, instead of me striking back like I would have in the past,
Yeah.
you know, whatever it is, talking my stuff on the radio, I sit back now. I sit back, and he takes care of everything.
Most definitely. And you know one thing about a whooping from the Lord? It's something you can't control. You can't stop it. You can't call it out. You know, if you get a natural whooping, you can run, you can hide, you can run away. It can stop for a minute, but when it comes from God, you can't run from it. And not only that, you talking about somebody that know you. He know what to do to make you drop to your knees and pray. He know what to put on you to make everything stop.
Yeah.
And you don't want to play with nobody like that.
And then people need to learn to appreciate the small things.
Yeah.
Because
It's
if
big.
you don't appreciate that, what you gonna do with something? He can't bless you with nothing big if you can't take care of something small.
Hey, the
He
scripture
ain't gonna do
says that if ye be faithful over a few things, He'll make you ruler over many. A lot of people be praying and asking God, God, if you do this big thing for me, I'm going to do this. You're not doing right with the little he gave you
Yeah.
right now.
You're being late paying your bills. You're not taking care of your household right now. But you want him to bless you with that lottery, that big money, whatever it is. And I swear, if you win the big money, you probably gonna end up being broke and worse than what you was
Yep,
because you know what to do with it.
right.
And you weren't doing it right in the first place.
That's right. That's right. Man, well, I see we could go on and on, man.
You can have me. I come back. I
Yeah.
come back, but next time, make sure your wife over here with some food, and
Okay, for sure. We met, and I'm working on some things even with that too on that, and I'm gonna let you know that because I ain't gonna reveal everything, but I got some nice. I got some.
hey, you can't do that anyway.
Yeah.
Keep it on the low, because these folks out here, it's so many other ideas I got that folks ran and snatched because I said something to somebody. And I didn't have the right business partners with me in the first place. Next thing you know, I'm seeing folks trying to do what I said in these little spots. And I said, I just told this dude this. So now I keep it all to myself.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, man. Well, I definitely thank you for stopping by the Popcorn Podcast Show. You said I'm gonna be the new Shannon Sharp for Texarkana, man.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
ain't nobody else, I've seen some other podcasts and stuff, but you got it laid in here. You got studio thing. And since he hadn't advertised it yet, I'm gonna advertise it for him. He got another room. Nice. Anybody want to do a podcast, he got it right next door. You don't have to go out and buy no cameras, no microphones, nothing. And I've already checked it out. So if y'all interested in doing a podcast, just come over here.
You heard it yourself from Jam Master D. Man, I appreciate that, man. And we going to get some more. I hope to see you again. Well, I'm going to get you in there again because it's the spirit. Your spirit, I can tell that we connect. You know what I mean? And I know I'm a younger man, but some people tell me I got an old soul. I don't know what that. But it's just the wisdom of God. That's all it is.
That's what it is, because you don't know it, but I check out your videos all the time. And I just sit there and sometimes I get so caught up in them, I don't say that I'm listening to you. I just listen. And I said, that's how he know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep. So you see how life takes a circle sometimes? Because you said, I didn't know. But Jam Master D, I used to be in my radio. I used to be at home waiting for you to come on.
Happy to hear it.
Yeah, I used to be at home all the time. I'm a huge fan, really. I used to be at home all the time waiting. All in my car. Okay, this time, Jam Master D on. Man, you was bringing life. You've been bringing life to us with this music.
You could have got some stuff from me if you had told me that.
Yeah, I didn't know. I used to call up there. I used to be nervous when you call and I call and make a request. I'm like, oh, it's really him. So I know the one time I called and request you to play that Lady of Rage.
Afro.
Afro
Puffs.
Afro Puffs. I love that song. And I said, man, would you play that? And you did. I said, oh, that's dope. I was waiting. So you kept me going. You've kept me and many others going out there. And a lot of times we've been passing you all this time, didn't even know. Because when you first pulled up at the restaurant, I'm like, oh, this Jam Master D. I was telling them, and I was like, hey, this Jam Master D. Right? So, man, I've always been a huge fan of you. TK, definitely local, definitely you had the local mix on radio on lock, man, keeping us going. And
your boy do that stuff too you had on here.
Oh, how
which
to go?
Sergeant B,
Oh yeah, Sergeant B. Yeah.
because I check him out. He might not know it, but I check him out and stuff because like I was around when he got started, and
Mm.
he didn't sound like he sound now back then, but I can tell he like what he doing, and that's the thing about it's a lot of other DJs around here. I don't know if they like what they doing or not, or if they just doing it because it's like you know I mean, if you got a passion for it, you're gonna keep learning, doing stuff, learning, whatever it is. Record yourself, listen to it, see if you see something you don't like, correct it, you know, and
And you
and
can tell Sergeant he like what he doing.
yeah, and
Sergeant B.
especially like I said, I could have been recording like him, but that just wasn't, you know, my thing was more DJ on the DJ side of it, but
Yeah.
I used to record stuff for people for artists
Yeah.
at my house back before we had all this other stuff. Put it on, put it on
Hmm.
when they was still putting them on CDs and stuff like this. I
Right.
had to do stuff for them back then
For
like that.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we thank you for stopping by, and don't let this be your last time coming on the Popcorn Podcast Show. And hey, y'all heard it best. You heard what Jam Master D said. Watch how big this be, and and most importantly, I'm gonna
Oh,
keep
oh yeah.
God
Oh
right in the
yeah.
middle of it. That's how it's working.
Can't do it without him.
Right.
Well, I can't tie my shoes without the Lord.
Oh no, for sure. Well, we thank you for coming by, and y'all stay tuned for more.